Now, I'm going to talk about a project by one of our clients. The project is called Likeable Formula. Now, I want to give you some perspective so that you know what it is about, and it will be easier for me to start the session and to give you the feedbacks and ideas and so on. And of course, all of these are related to you as well, are relevant to you because these are the same process that you'll go through when you're building your internet marketing business, especially with digital e-commerce. Now, it may not be exactly the same, but it's going to be almost the same process. If not, some of the ideas and strategies may be applicable for you, even though if you have a different project. So, in short, the project is called, I'm just going to write it down so that when I go through the training, it's easier for you to refer to. So it's called Likeable. I may have spelled it incorrectly. It's called Likeable Formula, right? So Likeable Formula is a course. It's a digital product. It could be a video training. It could be a course. It could be a coaching program that focuses on how to increase your likable quality in that sense, right? And that helps you to be able to get people to like you, like how the name sound, and they'll help you to be more persuasive in achieving what you want, right? So it's very important that you are able to connect with people, being able to build relationship and all kinds of good stuff. So that is Likeable Formula. So today's training is to focus on like what should you do if you have already created your product or in the midst of it. So I'll just write in here in the midst of it. Means that it is not completed. When I say it's not completed, it means that the website is not completed or the product is not completed and so on. So what I will be specifically teaching for today, it is called market test. How do you do a market test before you launch your product? I'm just going to write it down here, market test. And this is the strategy that I would suggest you to do when you want to launch a product, especially if you're new to the game, especially if you are a so-called a newbie in that sense. Means that you haven't created a product before, you haven't launched a product before, you are unknown, you do not have a brand, you do not have any of those. This is the suggestion that I'll give to you. So what I'll do right now is that I'm going to shrink down my video and I'm going to put up a Microsoft Word screen so that it's easier for you to follow today's training by reading the points at the same time. What we're going to do is that we're going to do what we call market test. So what does the market test actually means? Now, before you launch a product, the most important part is that you want to know what is the market telling you, whether your product it is what they want, whether your product is sellable or not before you create everything else, before you do the websites, before you record the entire course and so on. And again, this is especially important if you just got started. Let me say this again. This is especially important if you just got started, as in like this is going to be your first course. You do not have a mailing list yet. You do not have a brand yet and so on. Because if you have a brand and you have your mailing list and everything else, you don't really need market tests to the extreme level simply because you are already a brand. And people will buy from you. You already have your own followers, your existing customers who may be interested to purchase your product. So right now, it is at the beginning stage. And this is very important, especially for those who say, you know what, I'm not too sure whether I can sell or not, whether I can do this and so on. Because one of the biggest so-called struggle for someone to build their digital e-commerce business and build a business empire to make a 7-figure income, or maybe to start with as little as 5-figure income, is the so-called confidence level. It is the thoughts that, am I good enough? Can I do it or not? And that itself could take someone years to have a breakthrough. Would you agree with me on that? That sometimes it is not lack of ideas, it is not of lack of strategy, but lack of the so-called confidence. Or in other words, you don't have the confidence that you are good enough, even though that you are good. Right? I mean, that could be the reason why it prevents you from doing what you're supposed to do. Right? You have to break through that mindset. and just do it. Okay. So anyway, let me just go through with you on the market test. Okay, I have some notes here that I want to bring up in front of me when I'm going through this. So the strategy here to do the market test is not to finish the entire course or product. It's not to do that. It is not to write your full-fledged sales letter or record your VSL video sales letter. It's not any of those. Okay. This specific strategy that I'm teaching to you, you just need to focus on step one. All I'm asking you to do is this: finish your first module. So you have your product could be 5 modules, 3 modules, and so on. I'm just asking you to finish the first module, not the introduction part, but the first module that have real content that teach someone something of value. Right now, I want you to understand this concept. Let's say you have like 5 modules, and each module may have like a few parts. So what I want you to do is that when you're doing this, you have an idea how does this whole modules going to be, like what kind of content that you'll be teaching and so on. In the beginning, I just want you to have your first module prepared. That's it. And the rest of those, you just need to know what it is, but you do not need to create them yet. You got to know what it is, right? But do not create them yet. Now, again, I'm saying this, I'm not referring to the introduction. I'm not saying that the first module is, hi, welcome, my name is Patrick Chan, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, 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 and so on. No, I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to the module where they watch, they learn, there's value there, and they benefit from that content. Understand that? And just so you know, when I'm doing this, all I'm doing is I'm using a software to have this live training live right now. And I don't need employees, I don't need any of those. So why am I doing that? Why am I not doing like the full flash, like, you know, in some fancy studio and so on? Because if I do all of those, I am actually conflicting myself in what I teach. Do you understand? What do I teach? I teach how to build a business with no employees, to have total freedom and extremely low cost, like a shoestring budget kind of stuff. I don't want to teach you how to be like a masterclass.com and those kind of stuff. We're not working towards that. So if I do all of those, I was thinking that how are my students going to replicate what I do? So the whole strategy is that I want to teach you. I want you to model my business. So when I'm teaching you, you're actually seeing how I'm actually doing it. So you have that first module, whatever it is. So in this case, the Likeable Formula, you know, because we're referring back to it because this is a consultation session. If you submit your project, then we'll refer back to this, okay? But if it's not, then you just replace with something that you're going to create or you're creating at this moment of time. So the first module, I'm just going to make this up. It could be body language, right? I'm just making that up. Let's say it is body language. So you just have the first module prepared. So that could be about 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and so on. But preferably something that's less than 10 minutes, preferably. So you have that. And then you got to put out a web page. Put out a web page, and when I say put out a web page, I'm not referring to any fancy sales letter or whatever it is. Just learn how to put out a web page. Now, this is not a tutorial class. I'm not here to teach you about how to create a website, web page, and so on. This is a business training. I just want to make it clear in that sense. So to put out a web page, logically, you should not go and learn how to do website design. There are many tools available on the internet today. There are premium tools like ClickFunnels. There are less expensive tools like WordPress, plugins, themes, and so on. Just go and learn that. Just go to youtube.com. Learn how to set up a web page. Get a tool to build your web page. Get it done. Okay? You need to have a web page in order for you to do this test. Now, next step. Next step that you're going to go from here is this. You put out this web page here, and this web page do only one thing at this moment of time. What it does is that it basically have your first module on it. So let's say I'm just going to go ahead and draw on the board right now. So nothing fancy. Don't go and do some fancy website and so on. Just a web page. Okay? Just a web page with a headline. Okay? And some description. I will go through this with you later on. And then your first module video here to give free content. Alright, that's how you're going to do it. Now, the whole strategy is this. You're going to put out your web page, and the headline is going to say a benefit-driven headline of what this content can help them to achieve. So again, in this case, Likeable Formula, for instance, I'm just gonna make this up, right? So I mean, I gotta really think to come out with like $1 million headline. So we're not gonna do that. But to give you an example, it could be how to use body language to build instant rapport with someone who you just met in less than 4 seconds. Again, just an example, but isn't that awesome, right? So if the right audience read that headline, it will make them want to see what's happening. True? If it's the right audience, means they are those who wants to learn how to networking, learn how to build rapport, whatever it is, right? So then description will be like a further elaboration of what this is, right? Then you have this video here, where this video, right, will just teach them the first module, however you have created that. So at the end of the first module that's where you come in. If you can do like a video spokesperson like this, right, you do it. But if you can't do like a video spokesperson, you do like a VSL stuff, like a video sales letter. Now, once the module finish, it will just change to a second part, like a video spokesperson, like this kind of video spokesperson talking, or it's a VSL, means it's like a PowerPoint being recorded. Like you can do a PowerPoint and then you can record the whole screen and everything of those. And that part is where you will do this part here, okay? You will basically tell them that they can unlock the rest of the modules, the rest of the training for a fee. We're going to get to that. You don't need advanced salesmanship. You deliver valuable content. If they like the content, if they watch and it makes sense, if they like it, that you're just telling them, hey, I hope you have enjoyed the module on how to use body language in order for you to build rapport. Now, that's actually one of the videos from the entire module training called Likeable Formula. And this Likeable Formula, I actually walk you through step by step. And after you use the body language, what will be the next trigger they can use? And you can immediately get someone to respond to you and start having a conversation. And as if that they know you for the past 10 years as best friends, right? And after that, this is what we do and so on. So the whole thing is actually a very comprehensive training, and this you can get access to all of this for X amount of fees, right? I just want you to understand the whole concept right now before I give you further idea and how to actually do this, how to execute all of this, and how I can plug in additional tips and tactics into it. So now I have all this stuff, this thing done, and the next thing I do, all I need to do is right now I just need to test this strategy. And I need to now start driving traffic. Okay, traffic. So this traffic, to make it really fast, I'm not gonna waste time on like SEO or all this kind of stuff. I'm just gonna go straight to the point and to get traffic by buying the traffic. So I go to Facebook and I will buy the traffic. Now, of course, your webpage has to be compliant. Compliant would means that it is not violating any of Facebook rules, right? Or regulations. And at the same time, you have your contact details and everything, that it doesn't look like a spammy web page. Like, it's not like getting rich web page. It's like a real web page. So if you are not in the how to make money niche, like home business and so on, like it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with network marketing, cryptocurrency, and so on, you should be all right, okay? But I would suggest you to go and learn some Facebook stuff, read some rules and regulations that they have. You should take the initiative. I'm going to give you the URL right now to go to facebook.com blueprint. Okay, please take the initiative to go through that training. Please do that. Now, in fact, if you just go through this and you understand the basics of it, you can deploy this strategy that I'm teaching you. You do not need any advanced Facebook skill whatsoever, because you're not going to do a Facebook strategy campaign. You with me? You just want to test your product. So if you were just go through that training, which I've gone through that training as well, it's cover the stuff that you need. You don't need to attend like a Facebook class and spend $1,000 or $500. You don't need that, right? You don't need to buy any courses unless those courses are advanced stuff, where they teach you some tricks, some tactics, some strategies, some loopholes, and so on. But if you just want to know like how to get started, you can just go through this and it should be fine in that sense. Okay. Now, of course, if you still want to buy some course, that's totally okay. I'm just telling you, you don't have to in that sense. There's even a certification program on that link, and you can be certified with Facebook ads and so on. Facebook ads provide you all the tools and the training that you need to get started. If you just want to just get started with Facebook, so as I was saying that, if you just want to know how to get started with Facebook, how to put a fan page, run some ads and so on, you don't really need to go for anything advanced with me. So go through that so that your account will not get suspended, disapproved, and all those kind of stuff, right? So all those sad stories are usually someone who is ignorant and don't bother to read what Facebook asks them to do before they run ads. Full stop, okay? So you start driving the traffic to your webpage. Now, for your webpage, I just want you to understand a very simple thoughts, the simple idea here, right? So the whole concept here is to focus on, let me just go ahead and delete this right now. You put out your webpage only serve what we call content, right? So the content is the first module. So how do you structure your so-called sales page here? Because this is like a form of sales page, but it's not really selling anything. You just want to test the product without working on the 90% of the work. I mean, you just had the first module. So instead of you completing everything, you just finish 10% and you do a market test to make sure that it works before you do everything, right? So this is a very simple concept of how you do your so-called VSL, video sales letter. It's not really a video sales letter, but this video here, okay? Very simple. I'm just going to teach you a very simple formula that this itself would have worked the entire training right now, right? So my skill, my expertise is making complicating matters into something that's simple that everybody can understand. So just do it this way. Your VSL, just focus on this. Tell them what you're going to tell them. That's the first step. So the intro is tell them what you're going to tell them. Like, what are they going to learn? And then the second step is tell them what it is, which is your module. And then the third step, tell them what you have just told them. Step 3, done. So let me say this again. First, you tell them what you're going to tell them. Okay? So now they get it. And then you tell them. Step 2. After you do that, then you go to step 3. You tell them what you have just told them, like a recap. Now, after you have done that, then you get into the part where you tell them, hey, I also have all of this, right? If you want to have the complete training and so on, here's an opportunity how you can get all of this, right? So let's go back on the webpage part here, and in terms of some tactics that you can do to make it more effective, is that when you do this, right, this is the web page. If you are a little bit savvier, don't ask me how to do it in the technical aspect of it, because it all depends on what tools you use, what page you do. So there are software out there where you can make the button appears on time base, which means that when they go to this page, the order button doesn't appear yet. But after they have watched the video, let's say the whole video is 8 minutes, right? So after they watch maybe 7 minutes, then only the button appears. Now, why you want to do that? Because if they come here and then they see the button, it automatically triggers them that you're trying to sell something. You do not want to trigger that at this moment of time. You want to be appeared as someone who delivers content. So this button should not appear yet. So this is what we call the so-called, technically, the order button, right? So the order button will appear a few minutes. I wouldn't use a few minutes. Let me just put it this way. Let's say your intro is 2 minutes. I'm just making this up. Your entire content is 8 minutes. And your closing, it's another 5 minutes, right? So which means in total is 50 minutes video. Now, my order button will appear when they're watching halfway through of the content. So in this case, the first 2 minutes, the introduction, the button doesn't appear. When they watch the training, the button doesn't appear. But when they watch more than 50% of the content, between 50% and 75%, the button will now appear, right? Because now they are already into the content. When the button appears, they will not feel skeptical anymore. And then it can appear with some description and explain to them what it is about. Like if they click on this button, you'll be able to get the rest of the modules, the rest of the product. But the strategy that I want to share with you is the concept called pre-order. Okay? So because the course is not finished yet and you don't have the time to do everything, so what you should do is that you should accept pre-order sales. Now, when you do a pre-order sales, now you have a reason why of offering a special price. So when it comes to marketing, it's proven that whatever that you want to do for your clients, you got to have a good reason, like a reason why you're giving special discount, a reason why you're doing this, a reason why it's a good deal and so on. So you can tell them that they can actually pre-order, and the first module will begin whatever date that you want to do it for. Okay, that's the first approach. The second approach, instead of pre-order, you can do what we call a modular based training. A modular based training simply means that they secure a spot right now, and on a specific day, that only the training begins. It's modular based. They don't get access to everything at one shot. Now, why you do a modular base? Because of two reasons. One, it now becomes higher value because it's like they are together with you. Like, you create one, they watch, they learn, and then they ask question, then it goes to the next one, right? Or the other concept or the other purpose, why you do a modular base, because you haven't created your course yet, you haven't created your product yet, and you don't have the time, right, to like sit down in front of a computer and spend one whole week just to create a product, because you have a life to run, you have a business to run, you have a job to run, you have kids to run, or whatever it is. So you don't have the time to do that. So you launch what you call a modular base, or you do a pre-order. And why you're doing this is because you want to test whether the product sells or not. So you're just being a marketer right now. Don't focus on being the product creator. Focus on being a marketer at this moment of time, right? So right now, what you want to do is that, again, you just want to test the market first right now, right? I mean, you don't want to create a product and that you do not know how to write a sales letter, then you're stuck. Or you finish your product, you finish your sales letter, it has been months ahead, and you can't sell, now you have more stress, right? So don't do any of those. You see, if you offer your module, the free module, and then you tell them, hey, I got all of this, and nobody takes up your offer, right? Well, of course, you're going to feel disappointed, right? But you know what? That's exactly what you need to hear, because we are in business. We are not here to make us happy. We're here to make money with our business. Which means that, hey, your product flops. Like, nobody is liking it in the first place. Why are you going to do the rest of the stuff? And if you want to like test it to the maximum, all you need to do is this, is that you simply order a trial. So you tell them this. Again, what I'm teaching you right now is a strategy on market test. Just understand, I'm not here to teach you about making money at this moment of time, to test, and this will help you to overcome everything. And having the right foundation is actually the secret to building like a 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure digital e-commerce business. And most people skip this because they want to go into the sexy part, they want to do Facebook ads and all those kind of things. Anyway, imagine that where we left here, right? Where you tell them what you're gonna tell them. you tell them, and then you tell them what you just told them, and then you tell them, hey, I got this elaborated stuff. And you know what? I'm not even going to charge you any money because I'm actually doing a test. I want to know whether the product is great or not. I want to get feedback. So here's what I'm going to do is that you can get it for trial right now. It costs you $1 or $0, and you get access to part of the modules right now. And after 30 days, then we'll charge you for whatever the fee is. Let's say it's $27, whatever something, it doesn't have to be expensive, whatever fees that you're happy with, right? And you can make some money, cover your Facebook ad costs, and so on. Well, you get to review first, and if you like it, then we'll bill you. If you don't like it, let me know within these 30 days, and we'll just cancel, and you don't have to pay anything. And to show my appreciation for that, you get to keep the entire cost, even if you cancel the trial. What do you think? Now, so what I'm trying to do right now is that I just want to test the market, is that whether someone will be willing to pay for it at risk free, right? So if I do that, and if I still can't get any sale, it's like, you're totally out. Your product is out, your marketing is screwed up, everything is just out, and you couldn't do it at all. So that's how I will do my trial offer in order for me to actually do that. Now, but you'll be saying that, but I won't be making money. That's fine, because you're not focusing on making money right now. The money will come to you once you know how to add value to your clients, your customers. That is like the biggest thing that marketers don't get it. They always think of how can I sell to people, and that's why they get such a bad name. If you read stuff by like Seth Godin, you follow Gary Vaynerchuk, and sharp marketers, the way how they think is very different. Like Seth Godin, Seth Godin, you've heard of that guy, very famous. He wrote like maybe a dozen best-selling books and so on. So if you understand on focusing on like providing value to the customers with just minimal selling, people will buy from you. And I'm not talking about Seth Godin say this is what I say. So imagine if I just focus on over delivering, right? Everything's done. I don't have to sell that hard. So that's about adding value. Once you have done that, even though if you offer trial, some of them will continue. Most of them will continue if the price is reasonable. But you will generate the money eventually later on if you build customer lists. And that's exactly what I teach in my CB Super Affiliate program, where I focus on building buyer lists. If you have customer lists, you have no problem to generate income later on. I just want you to understand that, right? But just focus on building a customer list, and you will make money. And now, what you want to do is that you want to test your conversion. So the conversion here, the aspect of testing conversion from this standpoint. So the next step here, okay, so of course you have your mini VSL to sell, right? You could sell it as like a you can do pre-order, you can do modular base, you can even do a trial offer where they pay you after 30 days. Then after that, all you're going to be focusing on is on the conversion. Remember earlier part I mentioned to you, the headline there, the headline will attract those who are interested on this topic, right? If you present to the wrong audience, of course, they are not interested. So this is why we use Facebook ads, because you can choose the right audience. So when you drive traffic there, with the right audience, and you present the right offer, right? Some of them will decide, hey, you know what? This is something that I like, and they will buy. So now you're going to see the conversion. But the conversion here, the specific conversion that you are testing is buy or not conversion tracking. I just want to make it like really simple layman so that you understand what I'm talking about. Is that will they buy or they don't buy? So you're not here trying to figure out whether you can break even, whether you can make money. You just want to know will people give you money for your product or not. That's it. So a sample size would be like 200 clicks. 200 clicks. And this will be a little bit higher sample. You can do as little as just like 100 clicks. to know the sample size. But of course, if you have 200 clicks and you get 2 sales, right, that will be a better sample than 100 get 1 sale. Because at 100, sometimes you get 0 sale. So what I will usually do, I would suggest to have between 200 to 500 clicks to know whether your offer converts or not. To see whether you have someone say, hey, you know what, I will buy, or I will not buy. So now, this is a very, very, very important point that I want to highlight. You see, as say a beginner, let's say, I wouldn't say like a beginner, but let's say you're like the first time you're creating all of this, right? You must not fall into the so-called thinking big trap. What do I mean by that, right? So you must understand at this moment of point, if you get sales, right, you should be dancing all around in your living room right now because you know it converts. So it is not about, you say, oh, I just make so little sales. It really doesn't matter because imagine this. 3 months ago, you were still struggling and thinking what to sell or how to start online business, right? But right now, today, you have a web page that is selling something and you have 0 product costs and it can be automated. You just have to understand that aspect at this moment of time, how big breakthrough that you have achieved. Now, and then on the veteran marketers, do you know how we think? We don't think about the little sales or the little money. We think about the conversion. So once it's proven to convert, the next thing that comes to mind is you just need to improve your ads. What you want to do is you just want to improve the ads to break even, which means that if you can break even and you can acquire customers, you have just created a winning formula. Because if you can achieve that, you may also achieve better breakthrough, right? You start generating income and so on. So I just want to say this classic example. If you throw in $1 and you get $1.10, you get a 10% return, and you should be celebrating for that. Because where in the world would you get a 10% return if you don't have a big chunk of money put inside a bank? But the fact is that you can have a 20% return, you can have 30% return, you can have 50% return. So if I can advertise, say I spend $10,000 and I make back like $12,000, I'm a happy person because I've just done a system that gave me 20% ROI and everything is digital, and then I'm just using Facebook to get the traffic. Now, but let's not go too far-fetched on that aspect because you may not be advertising pro, you may not know how to get your ads done well and so on, yet at this moment of time. On a separate note, do invest in yourself. Go and, attend some workshops on Facebook training, get some courses, learn from those experts, like those who are actually running ads and spending hundreds of thousands running Facebook ads, and not those someone who just say, hey, I'm an expert and I can teach you. Do not follow those, okay? So going back to here. Now, if you can improve the ads to break even, you have just win because each time you break even, you have acquired a new customer. And the name of the game is to build a buyer list. The bigger your buyer list, the better your business is going to be for long term. Okay? So what you want to do is that you want to acquire customer lists. Okay? So what if it can't sell? Now, if it doesn't sell, that's fine. And I'll tell you the next strategy to do that. If you can't sell, it's really as simple as this. Do not throw away what you have created. Even though you have finished 10% of what you have done, it's still a system that can help you to make money. So the next part is that how do you monetize this 10% of your work? I call it 10%, it could be 5%, it could be 20%. You get what I mean, right? The 10% of the work, like the partial web page, the first module that you have created, some ads campaign that you have done, the 10% of your overall work. All you need to do, if it doesn't sell, very simple, look for an affiliate program / product that you like or you love, right? So what you do is that you can now still use your content. As you can see, I'm a strong advocate of teaching you to produce your own content. Whenever you create your content, this is asset. This become asset. This asset will become money for you once you learn my marketing strategies, how you use the content to become, well, marketing tools, to become products and so on. So I mean, you can go to the classic like clickbank.com to find an affiliate program and so on. But what I would suggest you to do in this case, not to just pick a product to promote, but look for a product or a speaker or an affiliate program that you love, that you truly like, and it's your heart that says, hey, you know what? I'm fine to promote, to endorse this because I love what this person is teaching. So for instance, let's say you love my stuff. Let's say, I'm just making this up, and you're in the internet marketing niche. You could be promoting my product, right? And you feel very congruent because you know the value that I give. And that could help you to springboard for you to build your own products in the internet marketing niche instead of you going to promote someone else's product, which is nothing wrong. I'm just giving you an example. So let's go back to Likeable Formula. So let's say there are things that there are products of mine that you like. So instead of you say throwing away what you have created, this 10%, all you need to do, you just need to reverse that and turn all of these to become the promo tools to promote an affiliate program that you like. And this affiliate program, aka someone else's product, is going to be the product that will fund your project. So this is how I look at affiliate marketing. I always look at affiliate marketing as a product or platform to fund, F-U-N-D, whatever I'm doing. I never see affiliate marketing as a business. I see that as an activity that generates income to help me build my own empire, right? And that is what I will suggest you to do as well. Even if you promote my affiliate program, I don't feel, upset that you're using me as a platform to help you generate funding for your own business, because that's what I encourage and that's what I teach you to do. Let's go back to this part here. So now you have this, right? You understand how this thing works, but the product doesn't sell. Okay, so here is the tactic. All right, you're gonna remove the pre-order. You're gonna improve the trial, and you're gonna do almost the same strategy here. Okay, but with a different unique twist. The twist is that when you drive this traffic here, they go here, right? I mean, you can capture them to your mailing list first. I don't want to go through the tactical aspect of that. How you do it, I do not know, but I want to teach you the big strategy, the entire concept. So, I mean, you could get them to subscribe to access the first module, or you could let them see the first module when you drive traffic there. It's up to you. It's just a two different strategy. If you want to build a mailing list, then they have to opt in, they have to subscribe in order for them to see this. Okay, so you go through the same process. You tell them what you're gonna tell them. You tell them where you give them your first module, and then you tell them what you've just told them. And after that, you tell them that you have all these entire modules that you'll be creating. And right now, you're gonna call it as the modular based training. So what you do is that instead of selling as a course or as a video, you're gonna increase the value of it by calling a modular base, and then you're gonna increase the price, right, the value to something really high. So for instance, right, let's say it's $97. Now you don't expect to sell $97 at this moment of time, okay? But you're gonna say that it's gonna worth $97, and you can buy it for $97, or you can get it completely for free if you consider to get this program. Now, and that's where you promote the affiliate program. So I'm going to give you an exact example. Let's say Joanne is promoting my product and giving Likeable Formula as a bonus. So the Likeable Formula, you will teach them to do this and that, and this is how the pitch flows in. Now, after you've done the part, and then you say that, hey, you can get all this entire module and so on. If you decided to get my mentors program or decide to join my mentors coaching program, and let me tell you why I'm doing this. So again, reason why. Remember, I mentioned to you earlier, when you have a reason, your marketing improve. Now, the reason is this, is that I'm learning from him. I learned so much from him. I know the value. So time out. The tip here is called personal endorsement. This is why I said to you, if you want to use this strategy, choose an affiliate program, a product that you like. Not just go to random ClickBank and just choose one product. I mean, you can do that, but if you choose a product that you like and so on, you feel that you are taking care of your customers. So don't just promote stuff in that sense. So first, you tell your personal experience that you know why you like it. And then secondly, you say that because I know that my mentors program, the coaching program can transform your life, transform your business, so on. I'm willing to give you my own product worth $97 that, you know, if you want, you can purchase for $97, but I'm going to give it to you for free, right? And this is exclusive. You could not find this anywhere else, right? So now you're offering an exclusive bonus, but you have just jacked up, improved the value of your course. Now, when you do that, what is happening? So let's say you promote my affiliate program and you make a few $100s, whatever the product that you promote and the amount of money that you make. What is actually happening? You're not selling your products, but indirectly, the affiliate program is actually generating income for you. Therefore, it's actually funding your entire project. So now, it is as if that you're selling your own product because now you're still making money from your product that you did not sell. You see, selling an affiliate program is so much more easier because whoever product that you promote, this person should be a sharp marketer, this person should have proven track record and so on, and they will sell by its brand. They would have their own funnel build, they will have a proven sales letter, and you don't have to do any of those. You just need to do this simple stuff. And you don't have a VSL, you don't have any of those, you just have your first module, right? And you just need to say a few things that what I've just shared with you, not word for word, but more or less somewhere along that line. And then you drive the traffic there. Now, first, you make money, right? Because the affiliate program will pay you. So now, I'm saying this again, it's as if that your products are being sold because you're making money from the affiliate program. But what is also happening is this, is that all of these traffic or subscribers, if you're building a mailing list, it will be subscribers. If you're saying traffic direct, it will be just the traffic. They would need to request the product from you, right? Your own product, the Likeable Formula or whatever product that you're selling. So when they do that, you're adding them into your customer list. So the coolest part I'm teaching you here right now, it is not just you're making money, but you're actually building your own buyer list in a different form. Because you know every single one of them purchased my product or the affiliate program's product, which means that these people are willing to spend. So now you're actually building your buyer list. Now, this is very important because when you are doing that, right, guess what? They are going to help you to improve your product. You know why we dropped this and moved to the affiliate program? Because this thing weren't selling earlier. So you got to drop the whole idea and you got to move to phase 2, a plan B, because it wasn't selling. So now, if you have your own buyer list because they have purchased my product, you're building your own customer list, you could be communicating with them. I would suggest that you put all of them into a Facebook group, right, and have regular communication with them. So then they'll feel more personal and they also like you. Likeable Formula 2.0. Okay, so they kind of like you and so on. So this is where you're going to get feedback from them to improve your product. You can even tell them, hey, would you buy my product? Why didn't you buy the product? Right? What would be the price point that you think it's good? Now they'll be open with you because you're not going to sell them. They already have the product, right? They're not going to buy from you. And if you need them to give you better response, you can give them ethical bribes and so on. It's up to you how you want to do it. But these are those who are going to give you feedbacks. And you know what? If you have a good product, right, they may even give you testimonials. Maybe you weren't able to sell because you have no case studies, because you don't have testimonials, right? So you can't sell. But if you take good care of them, they would want to give you testimonials because they love you, right? They will give it to you. I mean, they love you because you add value to them. So now they give you the testimonials, and if you have the testimonials, those are going to help you to promote your program. And they will do that for you because they will feel proud to associate with you because you are not some scammy person, wherever, that you really take care of your clients. You start doing that, right? And then that's how you launch from just the market test. And that is like plan B of what you can do. All right, so that sort of wraps up the whole market test strategy that I have to cover today. All right, now to wrap up today's training, the last thing I want to say is that you have to start somewhere. You just have to do it right now. There's just no other way to go around that. You just have to do it. Now, what do I mean by saying that? Because I've seen, I've coached clients and so on where they'll say that, but, I don't have a product, I don't have a mailing list, and I don't have whatever shit it is, right? Of course, you don't have whatever shit it is because you don't get started. You don't do something. That is why all the shit just continue to piles up and you have nothing. Right? Now, I am not angry. I'm not upset. I'm just so passionate about this, and I just want the message to go across to all of my clients who I care and I love. Right? You have to get started. You have to do something. And the reason why you don't have a mailing list is because you didn't do something, and that's going to be the same shit that you will say 3 months later, I don't have a list. Next year, you're going to be saying the same shit, I don't have a list, and so on. Because it will never happen if you don't do something. If you do something right now, then you won't be saying that thing 6 months later on or 12 months later on. So if you don't do what you're supposed to do and you do something else, right, and you try to figure out like some other ways, then 12 months later, you're going to be back at square one. But if you like do it right now, and you do it right now, you create your damn product right now, even though it flops whatsoever it is, 12 months later, you won't be in this same square and be saying the same shit again and saying that, you know what, I still don't have my product. Of course, because you're not willing to go through the drill, the grill. You're not going through the trenches, and you're not willing to fail. And that sucks. You got to be willing to create that, put it up, put it on the internet, like what I just teach about Likeable Formula, put this thing up, and nobody buys, right? And the audio sucks, like it's horrible, the video sucks, and people start saying negative stuff, all the comments and stuff like that, right? You got to go through that in order for you to have your breakthrough within these 12 months. I'm telling you, man, you just have to do that. When I first start, do you think I can do all of this? No way. You should check out my webpage, how ugly it is. The first round, I put it up. And I still put it up. And let's see how it goes from there. All right. That is my hardcore motivation to you right now. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in the future. Take care, everybody. See you all. Bye.